7:03 on a Friday morning. It's April 18th. We're at 48 degrees. Look at this, going to the low 80s. Good morning. I'm Michelle Basch.
And I'm Kyle Cooper. The top local stories we're following for you this morning on WTOP. Big local news coming from El Salvador as Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen sits down with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Prince George's County man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador last month. New York Times congressional reporter Robert Jimison, who is following the story in El Salvador, gave WTOP his account of that meeting.
His visit kind of echoed across the globe, really.
Jimison said when he first got to El Salvador, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen was being denied access to Kilmar Abrego Garcia. When he drove up to the prison, a military blockade was set up. Then, to their surprise, he was taken out of the prison and walked onto a local hotel patio to speak with the senator.
He's in plain clothes. He's wearing a baseball cap and a short-sleeve shirt and jeans. It's a huge contrast from where he has been to the meeting that took place today.
Van Hollen said Abrego Garcia has not had any contact with his family or his lawyers, which he should be able to have under international law. The senator said, quote, "We won't give up until Kilmar has his due process rights respected." For now, Jimison said it was clear that Abrego Garcia was being taken back to the prison.
I don't think they were prepared for how well Van Hollen's visit was going to be received by the masses and how it spurred other Democratic lawmakers who have also said that they want to make the trip and are going to add their voices to the efforts to call for Mr. Abrego Garcia to be released.
Valerie Bonk, WTOP News.
Now we're expecting to hear more from the senator. He returns to Washington later this afternoon.
Coming up on Monday, the Supreme Court will hear arguments in a case that could ultimately result in some preventive care, such as cancer screenings, not being fully covered by your insurance. WTOP's Mike Murillo says the case has one cancer survivor speaking up.
The case brought by several Christian businesses against the government several years ago claims a task force which decides which preventative care should be fully covered by employers is unconstitutional. The reason, it says, the members are not appointed by the president. A lower court and an appeals court agreed with that, and if the Supreme Court decides the same, it could ultimately put preventative treatment coverage such as cancer screening and preventative drugs out of reach for some people, something Audrey Baker is concerned about.
I had no family history. I had no symptoms.
Baker, who sits on a community board for the Susan G. Komen Foundation in the D.C. area, says she beat breast cancer because screening caught it early. Her fear is if this case results in more people paying out of pocket for screenings.
80% of those who will get screened will go down.
And negative outcomes will go up. The Trump administration is expected to argue in favor of the task force. Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
If you're a laid-off federal worker or still worried the axe could fall, a local university is offering free and discounted grad school and certificate programs that may help you get into a new career. Here's WTOP's John Doman.
A new program open to anyone is a new artificial intelligence-focused certificate from the University of Maryland's Business School.
Help people understand what this is, how it has evolved over time, so that people can actually start understanding AI to appreciate the capabilities.
Balaji Padmanabhan is the director for the Center of AI and Business at the University of Maryland's Business School.
We want them to be able to take their domain knowledge and combine it with a better understanding of AI to now all of a sudden be more attractive to employers.
It starts May 1st and is free. Feds also usually get a 30% discount for the first year of graduate business degree programs. That will also be offered to feds laid off this year. John Doman, WTOP News.
New this morning, a Prince George's County police officer is in serious condition after being hit by a car on Route 210. Police say that officer was out of their car directing traffic in the area between Fort Washington and Swan Creek Roads around 3:30 this morning when they were hit. They were taken to a hospital with serious injuries. The person driving the car that hit the officer stayed at the scene. Southbound lanes on 210 remain closed between Fort Washington and Swan Creek.
Coming up on WTOP.
$100,000 won't even cover a small family's expenses around here. I'm Jeff Claiborne.
Traffic and weather coming up in 30 seconds.